Hello everybody, welcome back to the vlog. I hope everybody is doing great today. What are we doing on the farm? Well, we're going to do some spring prep work. We have to get lime on our fields. We need to plow our fields and get them ready to plant. Get the old 7R warmed up. So let's get right after it. So I hope everybody has enjoyed the vlog so far, and once again I want to thank you for just the outpouring of support that I have received since starting this series. I greatly appreciate it, guys, and I hope to give you some quite entertaining videos in the future. So we have to get these fields ready to plant. Now I'm not sure what we will plant this year. I will need some sort of crop that allows straw. So there's some wheat, barley, not sure. Might do some oats. As you can see, we need some money. We're 100% though free and clear, no debt whatsoever, and I'd like to keep it that way. I will borrow money from the bank if I have to, but as you know, well, me and the bank, let's just say we're not getting along right now. So that may or may not even be an option to borrow money. But we'll just have to play by ear and see how it goes. And speaking of making money, I was talking to Connor, and I was kind of picking his brain and asking some questions about sheep. And so what I was thinking is, once we've got some income rolling in, maybe after this year's harvest, if we got good prices on crops, I may buy some sheep, guys. I know the wool markets are really thriving, to say the least, around here. And you know, I was thinking it was something that I could do as kind of some extra income. I'm going to talk to him some more and kind of figure out what kind of money I'm looking at as far as getting into it. I think I won't have to buy any more equipment. I've got all the equipment that I need. Perhaps maybe like some sort of trailer to load my wool pallets on and take them to sell. So I don't know. Something I'm definitely going to think about. What are your thoughts? Pros, cons? If it can get some money generating, guys, I'm all about trying it. Grandpa did have a sheep pen here, and I know he used to raise sheep. So there had to be some sort of money in it. It was kind of more or less a hobby, I guess, for him. I mean, 10 sheep a year that he was getting at the livestock auction. I don't think 10 sheep are gonna do much for you, but you know, then again, I don't know enough about it. So that's something that we may dabble in. Get some sheep and see how that goes. When I was talking to Connor, he said basically just give them water, hay or grass, and they pretty much take care of themselves. So I don't know. Definitely something I'm willing to think about. Obviously, I couldn't do it this year without taking out a loan, and I don't want to do that. Not whatsoever. All right, that's one field done. Another thing I was thinking about, once we get some money rolling in, is maybe buying some more arable fields, getting some more crop in the ground. I don't know. I've just been kind of racking my brain trying to think of different ways to make the farm more productive. Get a good solid income coming in, a steady income. You know, I know there's certain things that we can't control. It would be like the weather. You know, hopefully we won't have to deal with drought or too much moisture. You know, then you got crop will rot if it's too wet. So I need to talk to some of the other guys that have lived here for a long time and find out which crops are going to be hardy here in Ireland with the amount of rain, the weather, and so on and so forth. Some of these things I'm not quite sure of, but I'm sure Simon or Dylan or somebody, Hurricane Harrington, somebody would be able to help me as far as kind of steer me in the right direction as far as crops, if we want to do cereal crops, if we want to do corn. I don't see a lot of corn. You know, where I come from, guys, it's corn and soybeans. That was our cash crop. Corn, soybeans, fields full of them. So, but I know things are a little different here, and that's fine. Just whatever is going to be the most cost-effective option for us at this point. We really cannot afford any mistakes. We can't afford for a field not to germinate or a field to rot. We have definitely got to have our act together this year. We can't, there's no margin for error. I just, financially, I can't afford it. But nonetheless, we will, you know, that's kind of, well, that's farming for you, you know, no matter what profession you're in. A lot of times you have to take chances, you have to take a gamble. But for the most part, if you're doing what everyone else around you is doing as far as crop goes, planting at the same time, using the same seed, you know, if you're pretty consistent with everyone else, then you should have similar results. You know, if you're taking care of your crop and you're fertilizing and you're using herbicide and everything else, and everything's pretty consistent with everyone around you, you've got the same soil consistencies, moisture, blah 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 blah, I can go on and on, then everything should be pretty consistent. You should be getting the same bushel per acre that everyone else is getting. And forgive me if that's how we measure crop in the States. We measure by how many bushels you get per acre of harvest. And might as well go ahead and stop here and refill our lime. So yeah, like I was saying, as far as we raise or we measure our crops by the bushel, and basically a bushel, like if I were to get a bushel of corn, it's around 66 pounds is what a bushel is. So if you're doing real good, you're looking at 400 to 450 bushel per acre. That's a pretty. Now there are farmers that that are getting a lot more than that, and you know, that is a heck of a crop. You know, you get 500 plus bushel an acre. That's serious. And there are some that are getting it. They have a little bit better soil and climate and everything than where we are in the Midwest. But it that's serious crop production. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing all right. And I hope everybody is enjoying the vlogs. I know I sure do enjoy making them. And I hope you stick with us. I think this is going to be a good year for the farm. Well, I hope anyway. Hopefully we're going to get some good crop this year. We'll get some good milk production. And I hope that you know, we can just turn a good profit here, guys. I did talk to Gavin. Of course, you know, if you've been watching the vlogs, I was going to buy a tractor from him. In light of recent events, you know, I told him, "Hey, buddy, I'm sorry. It's just not possible at this time." And he understood. You know, given the circumstances, he said, "Don't worry about it." He understands with you know, the money situation with the bank and everything else. So you know, Kevin's a good man, and I appreciate, you know, his understanding and whatnot. I'm sure over the course of the time I'm here in Ireland, he will get he'll get plenty of my money. He's the only guy that I trust for servicing my equipment. And if we ever buy any equipment. So he will be the go-to guy, that's for sure. So yeah, like, you know, I couldn't be happier with the friends I've made since I've been here. Really, really, really great guys. I know they've helped me out tremendously. Every one of them supported myself. When I came over, they were all good friends with Grandpa, and that kind of carried over to me. So this one, nice little shot over here. So really, really, really good, guys. I have no complaints whatsoever. Now we can put this away for the time being. So once we get these fields plowed, it's really too cold right now to plant, so we won't be able to plant right away, but we will need to fertilize our grass fields and get them ready for haymaking and silage. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do silage bales this year, or maybe during the silage season, if I can get the guys up here, maybe we do pit silage like they were talking about. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you'd like to see a vlog with doing pit silage with the with all the neighbors. Jump in the 8R here to start scratching the fields. I don't know what it is. There's something about when winter is over and the springtime comes, you're just itching just to turn over some dirt. And I know I am. It's I find it relaxing to me. You know, you just get out in the field and you have time to think, and you know, you just get some time to yourself. So I think about family back home. I think of Grandpa. I think of, you know, just kind of clear your head a little bit. So. A lot of water in that ditch. It's so wet climate over here. I think we'll start in this corner and work our way down. This 8R is just a beast. Really, really like this tractor. So I'm thinking if we play our cards right, we put the line down, we're going to knife it in, till it in, however you want to call it. Get our crops planted when the temperature is just right. Fertilize, stay on top of everything. We should be golden. We should have an excellent crop when it comes time to harvest. Of course, that's my plan. And as you know, when it comes to farming, plans change. But as long as we do everything right, guys, I think we're going to be good. So, oh, one little update. I kind of caught up with the rest of my friends and neighbors, and I got a cell phone. So, of course, I had one when I lived in the States. I didn't have one when I came over here. But I finally broke down and got one, and I think that's going to help. You know, I won't have to go to the house every time to make a phone call. I can make a phone call from the tractor or wherever I'm at. If I'm broke down in the field and I need to call somebody, boom, I can do it. So now I have to learn Irish phone numbers. They're a little bit different than what I'm used to, but that's okay. It shouldn't be that big a deal. We're just plugging right along here, getting her plowed up. I know it gets kind of boring, guys, watching people plow fields and stuff during vlogs. You know, that's part of it. I really don't have any other farm chores this time of year that need to be done. So stick with me. The fun times are soon to come, with better, gives me more things to do, actually. So, but I hope you're enjoying it, watching the vlogs and seeing how things go on. As I said before, guys, we're just basically filming real life. Whatever happens, it's in the vlog. You know, I was talking to some of my family, and yeah, it was kind of a mixed reaction. You know, maybe I should have turned the camera off when I came home to Grandpa's tragic event, but for one reason why I didn't is right there in the moment I nearly forgot, you know, that I even had the camera on. And after the fact, I'm kind of glad that I kept the camera going, because everybody can kind of see how everything transpired. So, but in the heat of the moment like that, guys, I really did. I totally forgot the camera was on. The camera was the furthest thing from my mind. Good shot of the cows there in the pasture. We've got 50 cows. They may be calving this year. I'm not sure. We'll have to see if we get any calves. Hopefully we do. That means more milk production and more money. Cha-ching! So hopefully that happens. We can get some money on the farm. So guys, if there's any types of farm vlogs or farm work, farm chores that you want to see, let me know in the comments. I'm going to do everything I can to kind of chronicle every aspect of the farm, as far as prepping the fields, getting the crop in, fertilizing the crop, checking on the crops, working the grass fields. Everything that we do, I'm going to put it in here. So if you kind of want to see it start to finish, so to speak, that's exactly what we're going to see. Birds everywhere. So we'll basically go through the entire year here on the farm. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. We're going to get to see, over here, we're going to get to see every little bit of it. So just kind of stay tuned for that. I know I've been talking to a few of the guys, and everybody is kind of hard at it right now. Everybody's doing the same thing. They're getting their fields prepped and ready. Spring is a very, very busy time on the farm. And that goes almost every season. Summer, that's all your haymaking, all your silaging, everything like that. Fall rolls around, boom, then you got fall harvest. So get a little bit of break in the winter. That's when you really have to tend to your animals. Of course, make sure they've food, water, make sure they're not ill. Depending on, we've had a few bad winters back home, and it can be intense on your animals, but as long as you're taking care of them, they're pretty hardy. I know beef cows can withstand pretty cold temperatures now. Of course, I'm not too familiar with dairy cows, but and I don't think it gets as cold here as it does back home, so that would be a plus. That's another thing I've been thinking about down the road, of course, when we're making some money, is raising some beef cows. It's something that I'm comfortable with and I'm real familiar with, so yeah, you just never know, guys. It probably won't be this year. Same with the sheep, but I'm going to look into it. I'm going to see if maybe if one of the guys might have an empty pasture that maybe I can rent or lease and raise some beef cows. So a lot of things are going around in my head. You just kind of have to stick with us and see what we do. May not do it at all, but I will say this: I want to have beef cattle. So if that's something that's feasible that I can do, if somebody's got some ground, I don't want to put my beef cattle in with my dairy cows, so I would like to have them in a separate pasture. I do have an open pasture here next to some of my grass fields, so that might be an option. Basically be like raising them the same way we did back home. Excuse me. So it's something to think about. So let me know what you think about that. You want to see some beef cows? You want to see some sheep? Also had a lot of experience raising hogs. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at the markets here and see what the demand, if there's demand for beef. I would almost assume there'd have to be. I don't think they would import all their beef. And the grass here is amazing. So I can only imagine, the beef cattle here would fatten quick, and it would just be really, really good beef to eat. So like I said, I'll talk it over with some of the guys and kind of get their input, their opinions, and ask them about some of the experiences they've had with beef cattle, with hogs, with sheep, and everything else. So that's what we're doing. It's just a little after 1 o'clock here on the farm. I am starving. I've just been plugging away. I did a little bit of maintenance this morning. I looked at all the equipment, checked the plow, did a once over on the tractors to make sure everything was going to be ready to go this spring, and so everything seems to be in pretty good shape. Check my mowers, trying to get them ready for summer. I don't want any setbacks. I just want to hop in and go. So I think we're in pretty fair shape, guys. So knock on wood, we don't have any mishaps or anything like that. We should be in good shape. We should have plenty of money to get everything we need, fertilizer, seed, everything like that. I will have to buy fertilizer for my grass fields. We pretty much used up all the slurry on the grass fields last year. So once we get more slurry coming in, we can go back. I do prefer using natural fertilizer. I like to use slurry, and because it did a number on those grass fields. And I like to use manure. So that's something, we don't have a manure spreader. So that's something I'm going to have to talk to some of the guys about. Maybe I can rent one from one of them, borrow. I don't like to borrow things because all this stuff costs money. So if I can, pay them something or maybe help them out, I'd feel a lot better about it. Maybe I can talk to Gavin about perhaps leasing a manure spreader. Maybe he's got one that he demos, and maybe I can lease it and then he can sell it to somebody at a reduced price since it was a demo model. Or depending on how things go, I may just buy one. So we'll have to get a hold of him and see what he's got at the shop. Of course, I'm not in any hurry at the point. I don't have much manure in the pen. I had a pretty good pile of manure, and I actually let Hurricane Harrington, his family was looking to spread some manure, so for all the help that he gave me, he just would not take any sort of payment, so we went back and forth, we bickered and argued, and I told him, he was asking me about manure, I said take it, take what I've got. He said, are you sure? And I said, are you kidding me? You know, all the things you've done for me. So that's good. I got to kind of pay him back just a little bit. I could never repay him fully for everything he done. You know, he got me out of a jam. So I really thank him and all of the all the work he done for me. So it's the least I could do. Say thank you. So once I get these fields done, I'm going to kind of... Grandpa kept kind of a ledger, and I'm so glad he did, of kind of like his crop rotation, if you want to call it that, of what he planted every year, which field he planted them in, and so on and so forth. So I think that's going to help me out a lot when it comes to planting these fields. We are going to have to wait on the weather. It's going to have to warm up. Otherwise, we will, if you plant too early, of course, a lot of times the crop will not germinate. It's just too cold for it to take, so to speak. So, you know, we're just going to have to stay on top of that, get a weather forecast, and make sure that we do this right, and all the money that we spent on seed, fertilizer, and everything else is well worth it. I know another, excuse me, another hardy crop that they plant a lot here in Ireland, potatoes and sugar beet. I was talking to Liam, and you know, he plants a lot of sugar beet. I don't have any experience with sugar beet or potatoes. I used to plant potatoes in a garden back home, but that's a really small scale. You just dig them by hand. So yeah, a few things that we might consider. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the future holds. Raise that guy up. Go down here and make sure we didn't miss anything. Looks like we're good. So we're going to fold this guy up. Don't want to go too fast when it's folding. Just hope and pray that our equipment holds out, guys, for one more season. We don't have any major issues. We don't have any breakdowns. I greased all the equipment, all the tractors, checked oil and everything. Everything seems to be good. So, but like I said earlier, I am starving. I'm gonna go in the house here and make some lunch. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this here in our next field and have it ready for me. But I've got to get something to eat. So thank you so much for watching, guys. That's going to do it for me. I may end up plowing this field off stream. My battery is getting kind of low, so I'll have to charge the battery up on the GoPro, grab some lunch, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when the next video comes out, and we will see you on the next part of our farming adventure here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good day.